The kitchen light spilled into the hallway where I stood frozen. A box of old photographs balanced against my hip. My mother's voice drifted through the wall, casual, confident, like she was discussing weekend plans. We'll wait until Megan's overseas. 3 weeks is plenty of time to get a locksmith, clear her things and list it. $1 million wipes out Tiffany's credit cards and sets her up somewhere decent. My father didn't hesitate. The market's hot. We could close before she even lands back in the States. The box slipped. I caught it just before it hit the floor, my fingers whitening around the cardboard. They were talking about my grandfather's penthouse. The one he left to me. The only thing in 34 years that had ever been mine alone. My name is Megan Hartwell. I'm 34 years old, and I've spent most of my life getting leftovers while my sister received everything on a silver platter. This is the story of how I turned their trap into my justice. I pressed my back against the wall, my heart slamming so hard I felt it in my teeth. Through the doorway I watched my father pull out his phone. I'll call Tiffany's cousin Nicole tomorrow. She can help with the moving. We'll say it's temporary, just a place for Tiffany to crash. My mother nodded, already spending money that wasn't hers. Tiffany's been drowning since Cabo. That shopping spree last month. She just needs a fresh start. Megan has her career. She can find something smaller. Something smaller. Like the cramped studio apartment I'd lived in for years, while they funded Tiffany's photography hobby. Her gap year in Europe. Her endless finding herself phase. The betrayal tasted metallic, like blood from biting my cheek to stay silent. They weren't just taking my home. They were doing it with the same casual certainty they'd used my entire life, redirecting everything toward Tiffany. I slipped out before they could see me. The box of photographs forgotten in my car. The drive back to the penthouse felt like moving through water. Chicago's lights blurred past as their words replayed on a loop. Hire a locksmith. Clear her things. List it before she knows. They were so confident. So matter of fact. Like stealing from their daughter was just another task on a checklist. When I stepped into the penthouse, the familiar scent of old books and polished wood wrapped around me like armor. This was Papa Victor's home. For 30 years. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Lake Michigan. The grand piano he loved to dust but rarely played. Shelves of leather-bound novels he read to me during summers, while my parents were busy at Tiffany's dance recitals. He had seen the truth long before I did. He watched my parents orbit around Tiffany, 6 years younger, endlessly indulged. When she wanted elite dance lessons, they paid without blinking. When I needed debate club dues, money was suddenly tight. A week later, Tiffany got a new laptop. I stopped asking. Straight-A report cards earned a glance before my father turned to praise Tiffany's finger paintings like museum pieces. My mother's eyes only lit up for my sister's latest passion project. So I worked. Library shifts. Weekend tutoring. Scholarships earned alone. Papa Victor noticed everything. He taught me chess by the lake window, reminding me to think several moves ahead and never reveal my strategy too soon. They love the version of themselves they see in her, he once whispered. In you they see independence. And that scares them. When I graduated college with honors, Papa Victor was the only one in the audience. My parents mailed a card, busy with Tiffany overseas. Now this penthouse wasn't just property. It was proof someone had truly seen me. And they wanted to steal it to cover my sister's shopping addiction. The rage hardened into something cold and precise. They thought I'd be out of the country. They didn't know I'd never board that plane. And they had no idea what would be waiting for them. 3 days later at family dinner I played my role perfectly. Roast chicken. Mashed potatoes. Green beans, Tiffany's favorite. Casually I said, my company confirmed a big client meeting in London. 3 weeks in Europe. Flying out Friday. My mother froze. 3 weeks. Important account, I said easily. I watched the glances. The silent agreement. Friday morning I didn't go to O'Hare. I checked into a hotel downtown. Anonymous. Perfect. That night I installed cameras throughout the penthouse, small, legal, invisible. Every entry point covered. Audio on. Motion alerts ready. Then I called the police. 2 days later my phone chimed. A locksmith van pulled up. My parents. Tiffany. Boxes. Nicole following, uneasy. I watched my family break into my home. The lock clicked open. They walked in like they belonged. My mother headed for my bedroom. Tiffany boxed my books. My father confirmed the sale over the phone. I called the police. Minutes later, officers filled my hallway. "This is a report of unauthorized entry." My father tried to explain. The officer played the recording. Their own voices. Their plan. Their betrayal. Citations issued. Warnings delivered. Boxes abandoned. The penthouse fell silent. The fallout was swift. Tiffany lost her job. My parents lost their case. Legal fees piled up. Social circles went quiet. Tiffany messaged once. Half apology. Mostly excuses. I didn't respond. Some bridges shouldn't be rebuilt. Months later, I found Papa Victor's letter hidden in his desk. "You are enough, Megan. You always were. This home is yours because you were always chosen." I cried, not from loss alone but release. The penthouse became truly mine. And for the first time, the silence felt like peace.